I'm Tim Weander with the DOT. I'm the district engineer for our area. We're delighted to be here. We have a full team to explain the construction details of this project, how we're going to attack it, our time frame, and how we're going to handle traffic. And so, just to give you a little background, this again is this project has been on the books for a long time. In 1988, the legislature required an expressway system across Nebraska to connect all cities that were over 15,000 people population to get to the nearest interstate system. Nebraska City to Omaha was selected as one of those, and we're on the next segment. The Murray to Plattsmouth project continues on, extends our 4-lane farther south. We have 2 projects remaining yet to get us to Nebraska City. Union to Murray, and then Union down in Nebraska City. Those are future projects, and we hope to have those done sooner rather than later, but I don't have much information on those yet. But we're here to talk about Murray to Plattsmouth. It's about a 7-mile project worth over $55 million in work, and again, it will extend us farther south and should help Plattsmouth and North Cass County tremendously with our traffic load and with the safety. So we're really excited to have this project. We have a full team here that will help explain the project. We have tables throughout the gym, and we have some information boards at the back. And so we'll have people manning those locations so you can come up and talk to them, get some specific questions answered. If you would like to make a comment, I think we do have a couple comment sheets that we can get to you if you want to make a comment and get a written response back. We can certainly do that. We have a team for the DOT. We have the team for the that's made up of the consulting firm that Wilson that designed this project for us, and we have the contractor here, Hawkins Construction. So with that, I'm going to introduce Mike Fox, who's the Nebraska Department of Transportation project manager. Mike will be your person on the project. He will be the eyes and ears. Any concerns, you can go to Mike, and I think he has a phone number he might give you. With that, Mike.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the phasing of this project. So, the start date is going to be July 1st, in 2 weeks. The completion date will be December 31st or December 1st, 2023. And the length of the project is 7 miles. We will be removing the existing highway and replacing it with a 4-lane divided highway. Okay, this project's going to be built in 3 phases. Phase number 1, we'll be building the new northbound lanes. They will be east of the existing highway. And also during phase 1, we will build half of the railroad bridge just north of Highway 66. And then, when that gets all done, we'll switch traffic to the new paving on the northbound side, and then we will begin phase 2. We will remove the existing highway, remove the existing railroad bridge, pave the new southbound lanes, build the new west half of the railroad bridge, and that'll complete phase 2. So phase 3, we will put traffic on the outside lanes. We'll have northbound in the outside northbound lanes, southbound in the outside southbound lanes, and then we will build the raised concrete median, build left-hand turn lanes, and that'll be the completion of the project. So, Hawkins Construction Company is going to come and break those phases down for you a little bit more. So, Scott and Ryan.
Thanks, Mike. As Mike said, my name is Scott Hildebrand with Hawkins Construction. I'll be the project manager for the project, and myself and Ryan Scranton will go into a little bit more detail about what to expect in the coming years. Construction will involve expansion to a 4-lane divided highway with a raised median and turn lanes. The The new northbound lanes will be built to the east of the existing highway, and the existing highway will then be removed and reconstructed into the southbound lanes of the new section. Building the new roadway will require a lot of earthwork, and some of the cut and fill areas along the project will need to be protected with concrete barrier. In total, there's approximately 10,000 feet of barrier on the project, and it's because of this barrier and the amount of grade change that's required between phases, sometimes as much as 10 feet, that access to some minor intersections will be temporarily impacted. And along the lines of impact minimization, there's a number of measures that will be taken, which include constructing critical intersections in multiple phases so that they can remain open to traffic during construction rather than closing and building the intersections all at once. Constructing temporary widenings and temporary drives to maintain access to all homes and properties along Highway 75, and utilizing closures only when necessary and only on those intersections specifically designated as allowed to be temporarily closed. And I will turn it over to Ryan, who will both kind of walk through each phase of the project. Ryan will cover the bridges and some of the drainage, and I'll cover the highway.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Ryan Scranton with Hawkins. I am on our bridge team, and I've been with Hawkins for about 13 years. I've made about half my career on the 75 corridor. I was involved in the Platte River Bridge north of town here, so I'm familiar with this area. And about 15 years ago, the bridge that we're going to reconstruct, Hawkins actually redecked. So Hawkins has a great familiarity with the structure work in this area. As far as this bridge is concerned, this project is predominantly roadway earthen fills or cuts and paving. The bridges and structures on this job have a very minor role, but because we're all here today, I'll touch on them a little bit. Near Hy-Vee there is a bridge over the Union Pacific Railroad tracks, and that bridge will be completely knocked down and reconstructed, and it'll be done in phases. So just real quick here, it's hard to see, but on the left-hand side of your screen is the existing bridge, and the new bridge will be built the northbound side first, and you'll have about approximately an 8-foot grade raise there. So your line of sight will be much better as you drive through that corridor. Right now that corridor is very heavily treed, and the bridge will get much wider there, and your line of sight will be much better. So I think that'll be great for the traveling public. From the summer or the fall of this year until August of 2022, we will build phase 1. And that is actually a little bit of a slow build for a bridge, but this bridge is a pretty stout bridge. It has over just shy of 17,000 lineal foot of driven H-pile. It has just about 31,000 square foot of bridge deck. It has just shy of 3,500 cubic yards of bridge concrete, 3,200 yards. We have about 28,000 square foot of temporary sheet pile that'll be used between the phasing and all of the temporary works that we have to do to build the footings for this bridge. It has very deep foundations, and it's going to be a slow build. But that slow build will coincide with all the earthwork and all the pavement that's going on with the roadway construction. In addition to the bridge construction, we will also have box culverts that'll be scattered throughout the project. Most of them are extensions, so the boxes that are under the pavement today, we will extend them so that the road can get wider. And I'll go back to Scott now, and he'll go through the phase 1 roadway construction.
On the mainline highway, the work's going to start soon, actually on July 1st, and it's going to generally progress from north to south. The clearing and grubbing operation will last about a month, with the majority of the earthwork following after that. Throughout the remainder of this year, the most visible operations going on is going to be earthwork happening on the east side of the existing highway, as well as some demo work and drainage work. Next year, however, after the winter, we plan to begin paving the new lanes of Highway 75, again working from north to south, with the stretch of highway between Avenue B and Horning Road complete in May of 2022. Working further south, the stretch between Horning Road and Young Road is scheduled to have earthwork complete by the end of this year and paving complete in June of next year. And finally, on the south end of the project, which runs from Young Road to approximately half a mile south of N1 or Murray Road, depending which side of the highway you're on, there will be a little bit of earthwork to finish up after the winter, and then the paving will wrap up in July of 2022.
All right, back to the bridges. On phase 2, as you can see in a previous slide, we had the old bridge where traffic was, and now you can see the completion of what is a an 8-foot taller bridge and a much wider bridge. In phase 2, we will complete all of the southbound bridge, and again, there will be immense quantities and a slow build due to the temporary shoring that is, so that this bridge can be raised in elevation. Again, in phase 2, we will also have box culvert and pipe extensions throughout the roadway, from Murray Road all the way up towards Hy-Vee. And we'll touch on the very last phase of the bridge, but the very last phase of the bridge in phase 3, but the phase 2 of the bridge should take place from the fall of 2022 into the fall of 2023.
Phase 2 paving will be pretty similar to phase 1, obviously on the other side of the highway though. It'll last generally from July of 2022 to July of 2023. Once all the phase 1 pavement has been constructed, traffic will be then placed on the new pavement so that demolition of the existing highway can take place. After demolition of the old roadway, we will then begin the phase 2 earthwork, which will have a similar north to south sequence as phase 1. The Avenue B to Horning Road stretch shown here will have earthwork done at the end of 2022 and paving complete in May of 2023. And segment 2 from Horning Road to Young Road will have earthwork done in April of 2023 and paving done in June of 2023. And finally, the south end of the project, the final segment of phase 2 from Young Road south will have pavement complete in July of 2023. And at the completion of phase 2 paving, southbound traffic will then be placed on the newly constructed lanes with traffic in the driving or the outside lane in each direction. And this will allow crews access to the inside lanes in each direction to complete phase 3.
All right, lastly, for phase 3 of the bridge, all the structural concrete will be placed and poured on the project. The bridges themselves will be complete and could receive traffic. However, in the final stage of the job, a protective membrane is put down over the bridge deck, and at that time, the approaches are milled and the bridge deck is overlaid in asphalt. After the asphalt placement is done, the permanent striping can go down and the bridge can receive the final configuration of traffic. And that would be the completion of the bridge over the Union Pacific Railroad in the phase 3 of the project.
Once the new northbound and southbound lanes of Highway 75 are complete, which is phase 1 and phase 2, and traffic is utilizing the outside lanes in each direction, the work on the median and the left turn lanes can be finished. Because the primary construction activity in this phase involves left turn lanes, the ability to make a left will be impacted in areas where turn lanes are actively being constructed. However, when the turn lanes are completed, they will be opened back up to traffic as we go once the concrete has sufficient strength, striping, and signage. This final phase will wrap up towards the end of 2023 and will complete construction of the project. Thank you.